Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? It just street parked here. That was fun. That was fun. Ooh wee. Ooh, exciting. No freaking way. No way. That driver just waved and the car went. The car is very confused. You can't do this. There's another car here. I'm gonna have to take over. Yeah. Don't hit the curb. Holy F! Well, the time has finally come. We've got a Model S here with the latest AI4 hardware on it. My car, the Adventure Plaid, has hardware 3, so to get into a Model S, I have been really looking forward to just getting the driving characteristics. I've ridden in Model X, Model Y, and Model 3 with the new AI4 hardware, but this is the first time that I'm driving a car that's much more familiar to me, the legendary Model S. And in fact, it's the one model that Tesla has been building longer than any other model. They began building these things back in 2012, started putting autonomy features in them in 2015. And of course, that has evolved into FSD that we know and love today. And this vehicle here has the latest software. It's version 14.2 with the AI4 hardware. So let's take this beautiful red Model S for a spin on full autonomy FSD around the streets of Austin, Texas. Let's see how we make out. Welcome to the Model S long range. This is not the Plaid, but the layout of this vehicle is extremely familiar to me, with the exception of the steering wheel. This has a big old wheel here, if you're down with that, I totally get it. Love that you can have the option in the Plaid. I personally love my yoke, but they're going on a tangent. Let's talk about FSD. We'll confirm that we have the latest software here. This vehicle here, it's a very fresh Model S, only 11,000 miles on it, and we have full self-driving supervised software version 14.2, and we want to confirm our hardware, which is right here. We have the full self-driving computer 4, so we do have hardware for the autopilot computer, so we are good to go. Let's throw in a spot that I want to head to here. Let's just find a cup of coffee here first, actually. Let's see, coffee locations, and there's a good spot nearby here. Let me see if it lists it here. Yeah, there it is, Black Rock. I like those guys. It's pretty decent coffee and about 9 minutes away. So first thing you're met with is the little blue square here. We're gonna hit that. It says start self-driving, tap to start. And here we go, guys. I didn't touch the accelerator or the pedal. In fact, I've touched nothing. We're here in the parking lot of Tesla Austin West, and right away we're going to be met with some construction. So we've got pylons here, we've got kind of a weird merging lane just to the left of us here. This is kind of interesting, but it has to wait for traffic to cease traveling off of this off-ramp plus that intersection up there. There we go, got a little break. And okay, and it pulls out pretty confidently. Solid line in the center here. I don't know if it's going to signal or what it's going to do here. This is going to be interesting anyways, going through this construction zone here. Let's just see if we can soften up. There we go. Medium, medium. Yeah, okay, good. So it's just a rough road. I thought I could. There it goes. All right, so the suspension was set to comfort, and I guess it just had to realize that it's bumpy. There it goes. It softens up a little bit more. So this is great. One thing I did notice, actually, my tire pressure light's on because 2 of the tires are like 2 psi below the rest of them, I guess. But it's still allowing me to use FSD, which is cool. I wonder if there's a cutoff for that. Probably not a big deal, but anyways, it's just because the car was parked in the sun and 2 of the tires got a little bit more sun and heat in the middle, even out a little bit, I'm sure. So here we go. This is smooth. Interestingly, I just drove the Model Y Standard on this section of road. It handled it very well, but again, that's a little newer car. It had only like 100 and some odd miles on it. A lot of fun to drive that car, actually, so make sure you check that one out. We'll throw a link for it up in the corner there. So here we are signaling right. Now the lines on the road, I don't know if you guys can see, but they're kind of been scraped off and sort of painted over because it's a construction zone. So the computer does not seem confused by that, which is great. We're waiting here to hang a right. So we've got a green light here. There we go. And the turn lane, of course, is blocked off by these construction bollards. So let's see here. Handling the turn. No lines painted on this road. So we got a truck approaching on the left. All right, yeah, this is kind of a funky road. It's pretty skinny, quite narrow. No lines on the side or the center. Let's, all right. This guy is going into the middle of the road with his trailer. Hanging right here. Okay. Yeah, this road is in rough shape. So this is kind of an interesting intersection. It's not a 90-degree T. It kind of curves a little more aggressively to the right. Oh, there's a guy. Okay, he's turning right. Wow. Okay. Wow, it's confident. That's great. Yeah, it was smooth. It was smooth. I think the thing to remember too with FSD is that the cameras all around the car are watching and processing all the time. And we always compare it to us, human beings who have really two cameras, which is our eyes, and we can really only look pretty much one place at a time. Yeah, we've got some peripheral vision, but that is limited to basically, I guess, color and movement. So here we go. Always stop. It is our turn to go. Okay. Oh, it waved. No freaking way. No way. That driver just waved and the car went. No way. Did you guys see that? Okay. There's no way that was a fluke. That was crazy because he was creeping forward. His vehicle was creeping forward and this thing was kind of starting to creep, but then he waved and then we went for it. That's a trip. Okay. Okay. That that was impressive. That was impressive. Okay. All right. Shout out to Ashok and the AI team. Oh my goodness. That was pretty cool. All right, so another narrow road. We got a bunch of overgrown brush on the side, no center line, and it seems to be handling it decent here. A lot of shadows on the road too. I do get a little bit of kind of random braking in the Hardware 3 car when there is heavy shadowing, like sporadic, on the road, and I don't know if that throws it off, but this seems to be just kind of going right through it. Oh, that was a cool little moment. Oh, wow. Hand gestures. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so this sign says cross traffic does not stop. There's a gated community on the left. There's no one there, but a little Tacoma cruising in here. Now we're turning right onto a crosswalk, but there is no stop unless there's pedestrian. And now we're into a roundabout. This is a weird intersection. I'm glad we went through here. Okay. That is really weird. We're going lefty here. Okay. This is a always stop, but there's nobody around. Let's see how long it waits. 1, 2, about 3 seconds. That's a kind of a rough 3 seconds there. It's an estimate. Yeah, so again, no input. I have put no input into this vehicle, and I am wearing sunglasses, obviously, but there has been no nag. There has been no nag the entire time. So this is pretty slick. We're coming up to the red light here to turn right. Now there's no advance red. There's an advance left, but there's no advance right turn. What's it waiting for? Okay. There was a Cadillac Lyric making a left, or sorry, making a right. He turned and then we went. 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. It's good on acceleration, actually. Okay, and it's going 55. Okay, not bad. Cruising along. This is nice. Went through those shadows, no problem. That's very good to see. Now we've got an empty lane to the left and the Subaru, what is this thing? A Subaru Crosstrek in front of us. Interestingly, it did not move over into that lane, and I'm guessing because we have a right-hand turn coming up in about a third of a mile. So that's good behavior, actually, because actually let's just see what mode are we in here. FSD, we're in hurry. Okay, so we're in hurry but not Mad Max. We'll try Mad Max in a little bit here, but we got to get some caffeine, so we're headed to get a little Java. All right, so hanging a right-hand turn. Here we go. That was smooth. Very smooth, actually. And we've got a van. We've got this van trying to reverse. What's he trying to do? Oh, he's leaving. Okay, he's trying to reverse out of the spot. And we still have our signal light on, so let's see. Oh my gosh, guys. We got a Tesla with its reverse lights on. It's pulling into the spot. It's parking for us. What the heck? And it's all done. What? That was crazy. Okay, I haven't experienced, like my Hardware 3 car will swing into a spot if it's kind of like open and whatever, but this was crazy because it waited for that other car, that Toyota SUV, with the signal light on to see if it was going to steal the spot. It didn't, and then it swung in. So that was great. I'm going to grab a coffee and we're going to continue this drive. All right, so we got our coffee. Get buckled up here. Shout out to Black Rock Coffee of Austin. Oh my gosh, so good. I highly recommend the dark roast. Delicious. Let's go into this autopilot menu. Customize a few things. Of course, we're in full self-driving. This is new. Self-driving stats. 97% self-driving since version 14.2. That's cool. So you can show how far you've driven since you got the last software update. Brake confirm. We don't need that. It says require brake press and release to start FSD Supervised from park. Obviously, I want it to go right in. That's no problem. Speed profile, we're in a hurry, so let's go to Mad Max. Let's just amp it up a little bit here. And let's turn on actual smart summon. Yes, yes, yes. And all this other stuff looks pretty good. Forward collision, blah, blah, blah. Good. All right, so let's find our next target here. We got a little bit of time, so let's head into the city. And we'll go hit up, actually, let's go somewhere nice. Let's just go to South Congress here. I think, let's hit up our friends at Rivian. I love their shop on South Congress. Beautiful location. Good, that's a nice 16-minute drive. That'll be a good little rip because it's going to take us on Southwest Parkway and takes us up, what is this, Mopac? I don't know, I can't tell. I think it is. And then across the river and into downtown Austin. So that should be a good little run. Cool. So we have our destination put in here. Let's go ahead. We're not going to touch any brake or accelerator, nothing. All we do is just simply tap the blue rectangle and we're going into reverse. So you guys can see full screen. I love that. Big full screen for the camera. Beautiful. Reversing out. Nicely done. Okay. Good. You know what I noticed? It doesn't dry steer the car. Like when you're stationary and turning the steering wheel, it's always moving a little bit. So that's really good for tire wear. Shout out to Kyle Connor. He hates that when you're just sitting on one spot cranking the tires. And I don't blame him. It does wear out the tread on a specific spot. So here we go. I love how it, wow. Little zippy. Oh, we got a little Porsche Taycan behind us there. Is that a Taycan wagon? That's cool. Very good. Yeah, this is nice. So I'm just going to adjust my seat back here. You know what I wish? I was just in the Model Y Standard. They have the touch screen-based seat controls, and I really like that. I wish that would come as a software update to all the models. That would be great. I know they can do it. And the reason I say that is because I have a 2014 Model S that has the power folding mirror button, like physical button, on the driver door where the window switches are. But then in a software update, they added a button on the screen you know, just to tap to fold the mirrors. So you can do it either through a physical button or a digital button. So I'd love to see that for the seats. Here comes that Taycan. Woo, there he goes. I like those rims though, the painted rims. Those are kind of cool. I actually saw a Model S the other day with those similar type rims with the two-tone. I think it looks pretty sweet. So Mad Max, let's see. It's not that much faster than Hurry. I'm just more curious to see the handling here. Seems to be booting along pretty good though. We're doing 5 over the limit. You know, we're just moving with traffic. Obviously, we just got passed by the Taycan. There he is up there. So we're zipping along here pretty good. It's a nice, confident drive. I'll give it that. Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Let's see if it dings me as I have my coffee here. See if it's gonna tell me to touch the wheel or get involved here. This is what I wanted to try, because in my car, if I start, you know, eating food or drinking a drink or whatever, it'll say, you know, touch the wheel or whatever. So I'm wearing sunglasses. I've got a coffee. I'm not physically touching the wheel. The camera can see that I do not have any hands near the wheel. So let's see. Sorry for the sipping ASMR. I don't know if you like that or not, but I don't love it, but it is what it is. I'm not shutting off the mic. It is what it is. Let's see if we take the lid off. Hopefully it doesn't hit the accelerator. Spill hot coffee. That would not be good. Frig, that's good coffee. Very smoky. All right, let's get the lid on before Mad Max does a number on me here. All right. Not bad. Not bad. So we got this white SUV is accelerating. I wonder if it's going to try and get over. Oh, no. Okay, so we are turning left in about a half a mile, so it's not going to get over. It's going to keep us in this left lane for sure. For sure. Beautiful. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird having the wheel, honestly, because I'm used to having the full view of this driver's display with the yoke. But I guess if you had to have it, you can get used to it. I do like the Model 3 and Y wheel, and I'm sure the reason that they don't put it in the Model S and X is because the smaller diameter of the wheel would actually cover more of the display. But it is a really nice size. It is a very nice size. But I do love my driver's display. It is a beautiful thing in the S and the X. I really enjoy it. Let's see. I think we have tilt screen on this puppy, don't we? Let's see. Can we tilt that? There we go. Little tilty. Now I touched that. I actually just did that by habit. It did not ask me to touch the wheel. That's funny. It did not ask me to touch the wheel, just to be clear. You can go back and rewind the video. There was no notification. That was simply a force of habit, because in my Hardware 3 car, you just randomly get, you know, touch the yoke, touch the wheel notifications. And so I just do it like by force of habit. So I got to really be like, keep the hands off here. This is cool. I kind of wish mine had this. My 2021 S does not have the tilting screen. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it does make it easier to reach, you know, just that much more, whatever, 3-4 inches closer on the far edge of the screen. That's kind of nice. Although the wheel kind of blocks this area here, but it's not a big deal. All right, so here we go. Mad Max, we're merging onto the freeway. Here we go. We've got the dotted line. Okay. I thought it would go over maybe more than that, but we've got 3 miles on this section here. You can kind of see the skyline of Austin downtown that we are booting towards here. Yeah, nice smooth ride. Gotta love the Model S. And I actually haven't seen a ton of FSD videos with the S. You know, they all seem to be Juniper Model Y, Cybertruck. There's a couple Model X ones actually. New Model X is really nice. I like it. I wish they did the light bar, the Juniper thing treatment. That would be cool to see on the X, but man, it's quiet. I think it's quieter than the S, which is fine because the S is more of a sporty vehicle. So I don't mind a little bit more noise, a little more motor noise and that sort of thing, especially in the Plaid. Those dual motors in the back of the Plaid can get a little noisy, which is great. I love that. Okay, so that was interesting. It went to move over, kind of pulled back in the lane, waited a second, and then it moved over. That was an interesting move there. Overall, fairly smooth lane change. Let's just swipe up on the top speed here. Decent amount of traffic. I would say this is like pretty light. It's not hard, heavy, or even medium traffic. Guy from Pennsylvania in front of us there. So a long way from home. Interesting. But he has the license plate bracket of a local dealership here in Austin, actually. That's interesting. Beautiful. Smooth. Very smooth. Also, I will mention that I will be, speaking of Rivian, I will be attending Rivian's Autonomy and AI Day on December 11th in Palo Alto, California. So I will be there in person to bring you guys all the latest, greatest of exciting kind of developments, announcements, reveal, whatever's happening there to do with Rivian's autonomy and AI program, what they've been working hard on. I've actually met a bunch of the guys in the software development team. They've got a ton of really smart people working there. So I'm excited to see what they have coming up. That was an interesting lane change. That Mercedes was quite close, but the car kind of started to move over and then paused again and then moved over. So that was interesting. So make sure you guys are following the channel, subscribe, and all those good things. Josh West 24/7. We are ramping up the content like crazy. So it's exciting things happening as we finish off 2025 and head into 2026. We got some big plans happening, so I'm super stoked, super excited actually. Here we are, guys, heading into Austin. We may get a glimpse of the skyline here, just coming into view through the front windshield, if you can see that. Another sip of that yummy coffee. There we go. Austin, baby. Man, I love this city. I love this city. It is great. Always something going on. Great people, vibes, fantastic food, entertainment. You know, it is a great place to live, even if you are, it really doesn't matter your walk of life, actually. It's very appealing to, young families, mature families, great, empty nesters, singles. The single scene here is fantastic. There's just so many great events to attend. I mean, not just entertainment, but networking events, all kinds of great stuff. So a lot of good people here. Love this city. And really the surrounding area too. Bee Cave is great, Bastrop's great, Kyle's great down into San Marcos, New Braunfels. There's some of the areas to the south, a little bit more rural, a lot of fun, and then even to the north as well, going all the way up to Temple, Texas, and Waco. Of course, everybody knows Waco from Chip and Joanna Gaines. They got their whole thing going on up there. But here we are zipping through the downtown. Just made that green light there before it flipped yellow, coming up to a red light. And yeah, we're right in the city. Traffic's pretty light. This is great. Now, mind you, the kids are on holiday right now for this week. It is the Thanksgiving week. And what do we got here? We've got 12:34, so it's noon. It's, yeah, midday. So we're just kind of chilling here. Yeah. See if it gets a little heavier as we head towards South Congress. Actually, let's add a stop here. Texas Capitol Building. Did I spell that right? Capitol. Texas Capitol. There it is right there. Yeah. Sweet. Good. Okay. So we just added a little bit to the trip. That was easy enough. Who knows? Maybe we'll even spot a Tesla robotaxi cruising around as we're here in the city. But Mad Max doesn't seem too wild to me. We haven't gone super far on it, but it seems very similar to Hurry so far. Other than it has no problem hanging out in the left-hand lane, but Hurry wasn't too shy of the left-hand lane either. Yeah. Okay, we're moving into the left lane here. This is kind of a funky intersection here. Okay, so we've got advanced left-hand turn signal lights. They're red right now. Straight through is green. It wants us to turn left on Lavaca Street, so we're going to do that. Okay, here we go. Green. I didn't notice that there was a green light chime option. Maybe it doesn't use it when it's on FSD 14. Green light chime. Guys, tell me down in the comments, is that a thing? Green light chime for it to ding, you know, when it's turning green and then carry on? Or is that only when you're in some sort of manual mode? I don't know. I mean, my car does it. The Hardware 3 car does it. So I have to check. Let's check here. Autopilot. Green light. Yeah, okay, green light chime. It is on, but it's not chiming. So maybe that's interesting. Very interesting. Maybe somebody who's more familiar, let me know in the comments what the situation is with the green light chime. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that was interesting. Tried to go around the Kia. The Kia threw his signal on and whipped over. Did he have his signal on? Okay, he's got it on now. Not the brightest thing. Kind of blends in with those weird taillights. That's okay. Shout out to Kia. Got this bus here. Okay, so it's kind of moving over a little bit, riding the white dotted line here to give that bus a little more space. That was very nice to see. And now we're moving over, lane change. Nice and easy. Not bad at all. This car is nice and quiet. Zero wind noise. Zero wind noise. Very good. Okay, so here we are moving over to the right-hand lane. It doesn't seem thrown off by this, all of this kind of red bus lane type thing. It doesn't really care about that, which is nice. On our left is the Texas Capitol Building. So we're whipping up in front of that. Very good. This is kind of the main intersection. This is Congress Avenue, the main street, the artery, the heart of Texas. Now it's pulling over because we're reaching our point on the map here. Pulling over. Interesting. Is it? No, it's not parking, is it? Street parking? Get the heck out of here. I still haven't touched anything. No way. Come on. What? This guy's moving back. This guy's reversing the Audi because he was kind of over the line. Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? It just street parked here. And that guy moved out of the way because he was covering part of the part of the parking spot. This is crazy. This is okay. Hey, there's a Volkswagen ID Buzz self-driving deal. That's interesting. I wonder if it can do what we just did. That's wild. It just friggin' street parked. And now we're continuing. All I have done the whole trip from the coffee shop is I've touched that screen, dotted, the blue little icon twice. Look at that. Road closed. It bypassed it. It bypassed it. Look at that. It hasn't even, oh, there we go. It just updated the map. Let's see. Guys, tell me about this thing. What is this? Self-driving vehicle ID Buzz. Does anybody know about this thing? We're in Austin. Self-driving. It's got all these LiDARs and stuff on it. Is this self-driving? I don't know. There's a driver in the driver's seat. I don't know if that's self-driving. I mean, the guy was just looking at me and I don't know. Does anybody know anything about that? We'll throw that out on X. Make sure you're following me on X, Josh West 24/7. We always have fun little rando stuff like that. Let's see if someone here is going to let me in. Nope, we're getting squeezed out by the Toyota. Let's see. Now he's turning. Let's see. Is the Chevy going to let me in? Okay, FSD is turning. Okay, little Chevy is letting me in. Oh, it's a one-way street. Oh, look at that. Wow. All right. That was interesting. This guy here in the Toyota didn't want to let me in. He made his turn. He had to make sure that he got in front. Incredible. But it was a one-way with multiple lanes, so FSD made the turn. Interesting. Now he won't even look over. That's okay, bro. Have a great day. Yeah. Wow. That was fun. Ooh, exciting. Guys, tell me, do you know anything about this Volkswagen ID Buzz self-driving? Hit it up in the comments. What do you think? It looked like there was several people in that van too. I wonder if it is self-driving, because it made kind of a weird jerky motion when it was coming up to that intersection. That was interesting. I'm curious. I want to check it out. Here we go. Yeah, no green light chime. Guys, look. Hey, check this out. Look, green light chime is turned on, but it's not dinging when I'm in full self-driving 14. Interesting. This guy just pulled out in front of us. The camera was already slowing down the car. Even before he got in the lane, it sensed his inertia or its speed, that he wasn't going to stop, that he wasn't slowing down. And I felt the deceleration happening in the car. Not aggressive, but I felt it. All right. Wow. This parking thing, okay, parking lots of experience, street parking, crazy. And it didn't curb the wheel. Oh my gosh. There are some people in the Tesla community who are very famous for curbing wheels. Shout out to them. Let me know if you know who they are. Anyways, that's all. It's all in good fun. All in good fun. We love them all. So here we go. We made the right. We're headed back into the city, kind of the core here. And a lot of construction going on here. A lot of construction. All right. Got some temporary traffic lights here. Okay. Here we go. About a half a mile out from our destination. There we go. So the question is with FSD, should it find parking for you when you navigate to somewhere in the city? Is it truly a hands-off autonomous experience if it doesn't find parking? And so here's a test, guys. Follow along, because Rivian has 2 or 3 street parking spots in front of it here. And the majority of its parking is actually down around the corner, and you have to kind of go through the hotel parking area, and there's this back alley street that you end up in their parking lot and there's about, I don't know, a dozen spots there at least, maybe more, to park. So the question is Tesla's FSD version 14.2, the latest and greatest, is it going to try and street park? And if those parking spots are full, is it going to continue around the block and find Rivian's parking lot and get us a parking spot? Or is it just going to freak out and lose its mind? So let's find out. Let's find out. We are a third of a mile away from finding out here. 1 minute. Here we go. Got the advanced screen. Is it going to take it? It's yellow. FSD is taking it. We're making the turn. Here we go. Right over to the right-hand lane. Wow. All right. That was assertive. We are in Mad Max, of course. Mad Max, baby. Now we are crossing over the Colorado River. Let's see what happens here, guys. This is it. We're on South Congress. We've got the bike scooter lane here. We're coming up to the Rivian store. Let's see. Oh boy. What's going to happen? What's going to happen here? Now it's coming up to it on the map. You can see. Now there's a Nissan Altima parked in one of those spots. It's got the signal light on. What's it doing? It is bypassing the street parking. What's going on here? It's turning the corner. Now the nav is rerouting to go down the street and turn around. Wait a minute. It's not following the navigation. Something's going on. Something's going on. It wants us to turn. Wait. It's signaling. It's pulling over. Get the frig out of here. It's street parking around the corner. Ha! Interesting. Interesting. So, okay. So, there's more to this story. Cool that it turned the corner. That's very impressive. Very impressive that it found a spot to park. However, there is a sign up here that we're going to go take a look at right now. All right, so here we are. There's the car. Here's where it parked. And we need to go check out this sign. So let's go check out this sign. So this is where it parked us, behind the Chevy here. But here's the problem, okay? We're parked. Rivian store's down there. But what's interesting is between those trees, that's down beyond those trucks is where the Rivian parking lot is. So FSD did not take us to the correct parking lot. It found street parking here, but there's a problem. And the problem is right here. So I don't know how they're going to overcome this. Let me spin you around. There we go. So this is a 30-minute commercial zone. Properly signed vehicles only. Pay to park. Yeah, so Monday to Friday. So we are Tuesday at noon. So we are within this time frame. Yeah, so we're going to get towed. This is a problem. So it says pay to park Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. to midnight. You can park here, but the problem is we're here at 12:50, middle of the day. So this vehicle here would get ticketed and towed if it parked up here, even if we paid to park here. So that's interesting. So the question is, how does FSD know where it's supposed to park? And is this true autonomy? That is the question. Now, trust me, it's getting good, but people want these cars to, go and drive themselves with nobody in it. And if you're just out there getting ticketed and towed, that kind of gets a little ugly when they don't know what these signs are. Okay, so that is a concern. Now the next question is, can I manually force self-driving to take us into the parking lot? So let's zoom in on the map. Okay, there's the Rivian store. This is their parking lot. So let's try and just put a pin in here. Maybe we'll put a pin here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. Let's just try and do that. Okay, let's see if it's gonna take us in there, because this is technically, I don't know, kind of technically what it should have done, because it parked us in an illegal spot. Because the car knows what time it is. It's 12:52, and I don't know if it has that city bylaw programmed into it. So here we are. We're turning in to the correct driveway. So we're proving right now that FSD has the capability to do this. But I have had to manually put the parking lot as a pin. So let's see if it'll pull in and park us in Rivian's parking lot. So here we go. This is the way it should have taken us if it was perfect. Here we go. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, come on. Don't do this. Don't do this. No. Don't park here. Don't park here. This is a fire lane. You can't park here. You can see the red curb. This is a tow zone. What is it doing? Go around. The pin is over here. Right. Okay. So we have another issue. The car has parked us in a fire zone. So let's try it one more time. We'll put the pin right in the parking lot because we want to go over there. All right. So we put it in there. We're going to navigate. Let's press the button again. And let's try to get to Rivian's parking lot. All right, we're going out around the trucks. Let's see what it does. Let's see. There's a sign right there. It says parking, pointing in. Entrance is around the corner, so is the adventure. Okay, so they're doing some construction here at Rivian. Okay, and we got a closed gate. Well, that's no good. You're supposed to go in. What is it doing? Oh my gosh, there's a guy here. The guy for this truck is here. Holy crap. Now he's moving. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Holy F. What is it going on here? It's going... What the F is this thing doing? The car is very confused. What's going... Oh boy, oh boy. What are we doing? What are we doing? You can't do this. There's another car here. I'm going to have to take over. Yeah. No. You just... Oh man, you can't do this. You can't do this. Guys, I'm letting it do its thing, but it really just needs to go in this parking lot. Don't hit the curb. Holy F. Okay, had to take over. The tire touched the curb. Nope. No, not playing that game anymore. No, thank you. Oh, dear gracious me. It just needed to come in here, right? Wow. That was there's a Model 3. That was stressful. That was highly stressful. 14.2 is not ready for prime time. Let me tell you that, guys. Holy moly, oli. That was wild. Woo! Wow, that was a drive and a half. That was something. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, the car got really confused at the end there. Love to hear what you guys think. Tell me down in the comments, how far along are we? This is version 14.2. This is the latest and greatest. What do you think they're going to change for 14.3? That car started backing over a curb, a fire lane curb. I had to take over. I couldn't let it fool around. We had humans walking around the trucks. That guy was super gracious there at the end. Wow, that was intense. So this video, guys, we've had some really exciting moments. the street parking, the pulling into park at the coffee shop, the Mad Max handles great, very assertive, it's fantastic on the highway. But the minor, not minor, the fine details of maneuvering and navigating, understanding local bylaws. You do not want your autonomous vehicle parking in illegal spots where you're going to get your autonomous car towed away. So tell me below in the comments, what do you think? What can be improved on? How do you think Tesla navigates through this to solve these issues? I'd love to hear from you guys. That's it for this video. I'm glad I had a chance to experience FSD, the latest version 14.2 in the Model S. What a beautiful car. Fantastic car. And I would say I still think FSD is worth 99 bucks a month all day long, but it still needs some love. But I'd love to hear from you guys. But for now, we'll see you guys in the next video.